United States government waste, abuse and inefficiency exist in various sectors at federal, state and local levels. Here's a breakdown of the top 10 sectors with examples. Defense and military. Number 1. Excessive spending on weapons programs. The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter program has cost over $1.7 trillion with persistent delays and performance issues. Number 2. Overpriced contracts and procurement issues. The Pentagon has paid excessive prices for spare parts, such as $10,000 for a single aircraft toilet seat. Number 3. Unused or abandoned facilities. The Department of Defense maintains hundreds of unused military bases and buildings, costing billions in upkeep. Healthcare and Medicare, Medicaid. Number 1. Fraud and overbilling. Medicare fraud costs an estimated $60 billion annually, with false claims and inflated charges. Number 2. Inefficient billing systems. Government health programs suffer from billing errors, leading to overpayments. Number 3. Unused COVID-19 relief funds. Billions of dollars in pandemic relief funding remain unspent or misallocated. Welfare and social services. Number 1. Duplicate programs. There are over 80 welfare programs across various agencies with overlapping goals. Number 2. Improper payments. The government loses billions in improper payments due to eligibility errors and fraud in unemployment benefits and food assistance, also known as SNAP. Number 3. Fraud in unemployment insurance. Over $200 billion in fraudulent payments were made during COVID-19 due to weak verification processes. Transportation and infrastructure waste is a significant issue. Number 1. Overpriced infrastructure projects like the California high-speed rail have ballooned from $33 billion to $128 billion, with delays and mismanagement. Number 2. Poor maintenance and upkeep of federal buildings, roads and bridges result in expensive emergency repairs instead of regular maintenance. Number 3. Additionally, there's a misallocation of highway funds, with billions spent on low-priority projects while essential infrastructure deteriorates. Education waste is another area of concern. Number 1. Inefficient student loan forgiveness programs, such as the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, have resulted in millions being denied relief due to bureaucratic failures. Number 2. Excessive administrative costs mean higher education funding often goes to university bureaucracies instead of classrooms. Number 3. Moreover, low-impact federal grants see billions spent on education initiatives with little measurable improvement in student outcomes. Federal agencies and bureaucracy waste are rampant. Number 1. The Government Accountability Office, GAO, found over 1,000 programs across agencies with overlapping missions, leading to significant waste. Number 2. The federal government owns thousands of vacant or underutilized properties, costing billions in maintenance. Number 3. Outdated IT systems used by many agencies, including the IRS and Social Security, increase inefficiency and security risks. Energy and environment. Number 1. Subsidies to failing green energy companies. Programs like Solyndra received $535 million in federal loans before going bankrupt. Number 2. Mismanagement of disaster relief. FEMA has sent billions to ineligible recipients or paid excessive amounts for post-disaster repairs. Number 3. Inefficient energy research spending. Federal programs fund duplicative and low-impact clean energy research while private companies lead innovation. Law enforcement and immigration. Number 1. Ineffective border security spending. Billions are spent on border technology that doesn't work as intended or remains unused. Number 2. Misuse of federal law enforcement grants. Local agencies often use federal grants for low-priority projects rather than crime prevention. Number 3. Prison system waste. The United States spends $80 billion annually on incarceration, often on non-violent offenders who could be rehabilitated at lower costs. Foreign aid and international programs. Number 1. Funding corrupt governments. Billions in foreign aid are sent to countries with high levels of corruption where the money is misused. Number 2. Redundant international programs. Multiple agencies fund similar overseas development projects, leading to overlap and waste. Number 3. Poor oversight of military aid. Billions in weapons and resources sent to allies, such as Ukraine and Afghanistan, have gone untracked, risking misuse. Government grants and research. Number 1. Unnecessary research grants. Millions are spent on low-impact studies, such as a $1 million study on why people date online. Number 2. Grants to dead or fake people. The government has mistakenly sent millions in grants and social security payments to deceased individuals. Number 3. Lack of accountability. Many research grants lack clear performance goals, leading to funding for projects with no measurable impact.